T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Trubs. Welcome back to the Wiretap. And today I've got a special guest. You don't know who he is. He's got that belt with him somewhere, He's the champ. He's the champ. What's going on, my bro?
How are we?
Good, man. What you got in the background, bro?
What, noise or?
Yeah, you got a TV on or something?
Yeah, sorry. I've got the football on, bro. Sorry. I was watching the first half of the Liverpool game.
Your mic's powerful,
Is it?
You picked it up, everything. I can hear the commentary going through. How's Liverpool doing?
1-0 up, bro. Half time. Very flattering scoreline, though. It should be. They should have had a couple of goals, though. But I'll take it.
Of course. What are you saying, though? Another trip over the pond soon?
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to this. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of iBattle as a whole, and I really, really like how passionate all the fans are over there. Yeah. So I've really tried hard with the material to, translate as well as I can over there and really get some pop-off reactions, basically. I'm looking forward to trying my skill set out there and seeing how they take it, because obviously I battled at King of the Dot in Vegas and there was only a handful of people in the room, really, which contributed to a more mellow performance, I thought, from myself. Mm-hmm. And obviously the reactions were very minimal in terms of the amount of people that were there. So I'm hoping for a good crowd. Obviously, like I said, the diehard fans over there, man. So it's a complete different entity I'm walking into.
It's a big card as well, man.
Yeah, man. I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited. I'm very, very grateful for being put on this card as well. That they didn't have to do it, and they reached out and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. So I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah. Now, of course, obviously, if the Thesaurus battle happened, did you already know about this one?
No.
Okay.
This come about around about a week after the Thesaurus battle cancelled.
Okay, good timing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was just to be fair, I was watching. I saw an announcement, and I think it was Red Flag versus Homeschool. I think that was the battle that got announced, or it was a Red Flag battle. And I just messaged Lex on the off chance of saying, like, who would you put me against if I was to battle an iBattle? Because I was just curious, because I didn't really know who would be a good style clash for me. And he came back and said, I want to see you battle Oppa, and I was like, well, fair enough. And obviously. Yeah, but I didn't actually know that at the time. I didn't know he was officially crowned the champ. I thought because his battle for the #1 headband isn't on YouTube yet. So I still thought he was fighting it out for that at the time. But then when obviously spoke to Lex a little bit more in detail and I found that out. So then I was really up for it. It's definitely one of the perks of being a champ is to get these get these champ versus champ matches.
See, this is why you need to be subscribed to the Wiretap, because Gas Buff interviewed Hopper right after he won the title. There you go.
I am subscribed to the Wiretap.
I know you are. Hopper's a big battle, man. He's very charismatic, animated, great performer, and he's got a good pen.
It might not look a massive battle on paper, especially to people over in the UK, but Oppa has been making a lot of waves over in the US. He's got a lot of fans. He's got a lot of people that respect him and think he's the next like big up and comer in the scene. Which obviously, if you say that over here, it's a great compliment. But if you say it over in America, it's even bigger because of the size of the
100%.
talent pool. So he's got a lot of eyes on him all the time, and he's very well respected within iBattle. Lex thinks very highly of him, and yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the challenge. He's someone that I've never faced stylistically before. I think in terms of performance, he's very, very animated, which is something that you don't often get in the UK. You know, in terms of how they make it such a theatrical performance when they're rapping simultaneously.
Yeah.
So it's another challenge. It's another hurdle, and it's another you know, it's another thing for me to overcome and you know, come out the winner in. So that's all the motivation that I needed for it. I'm genuinely really excited for the battle as a whole. I'm excited to be there as part of the card, which is stacked. There's some really incredible battlers battling on that card. And then to be in the same room as URL legends Mike P, there'll be some big American names in that room, I'd imagine.
Yeah, King Jables, Pathogenic is on that card as well, which is dope. Yeah, man, it's a big card, man. It's a big card.
Definitely.
Do you have to prep differently because obviously he's a different type of opponent than you're used to?
Yeah, so you've always got to be wary for myself anyway, I always make myself very wary that I'm going to another country to perform. So stylistically, I try and change it ever so slightly to hopefully go in my favor in terms of the content and the delivery. I obviously want to be received well over there, like from a language perspective. But again, with it being Oppa, the performance aspect has to be an improvement from my side, because I can't be very stationary or very like subdued with my performance. I have to be on top form everywhere. But I think all round you'll see another improvement in my game.
As we've been seeing.
Yeah, I think that it's the constant thing for me is that every battle now I try to do something to make myself a better battler as a whole, which is something I definitely recommend to as many battlers out there as I can, because it's a very important thing to not plateau and not stay where you are in terms of your skill set. Don't find your style and then just say, right, well, this is me now. I'm sound for the rest of the year or whatever. Always try and be better, man. The more you improve, the more opportunities come along and the more eyes get put on you. I feel like I've grown every single battle that I've had this year. I feel like my Real Deal battle was a very big step up from the Bobby one. I feel like performance-wise against Koji, I was miles better performance-wise than I was against Real Deal. And then I thought my Tony D battle was probably one of my best, well, if not my best showing that people have ever seen.
I think so.
And
it shows gradually you keep giving the best performance every time you keep battling yourself and being your previous performance, which is the ultimate goal, really. And I think once you do that, there's a high ceiling for you. You haven't peaked yet. We don't know when you're going to peak, when there's a lot of battlers out there that I feel like they've already peaked. You know what I'm saying? So
it's about not taking your foot off the gas, I feel. So when you do get this like kind of momentum and this acceleration, it's important not to start relaxing. If you start relaxing now, then you will catch yourself out eventually. And I'm sure there's a lot of battlers in the scene that have done this is when they've they've had a great performance and they feel like, oh right, I've really hit my stride here, and then the next performance they might not take the prep as seriously because they're still buzzing from the battle before, and then next thing you know it, they've slipped in one of the rounds or they've choked and then they're back to square one. And in my head I just can't let that happen, because I don't ever want to experience that kind of that downfall. I don't want to go on a decline. I want to continue to go up.
I mean, you know what he's like to be in a decline, to be fair. So
yeah, exactly.
And
yeah,
I think sometimes when you know what it's like to be on a decline or to lose something, you then work 10 times harder once you win. You don't want to go back to that place, So
I feel like you have to. I feel like you have to have that. Yeah.
Now go on.
Sorry, I was just saying. I feel like you have to have that.
Now go on. Sorry.
I was just saying, I feel like as a battler, you've got to have that as one part of your career. You've got to have that kind of like slip and that fall, that lesson to learn from. Because otherwise, if you just spend the whole time in a high, when you hit that low, you won't know how to deal with it and bounce back from it. And there's a lot of battlers that have hit that low and not come back, and there's some that have come back even better. And it's always good to learn from that.
Nah, definitely. Yeah, Bizzo already said, Hopper character's totally different than Bizzo's faced before. Just like you said, it's a new challenge for you. Where is the battle? Is it in New York?
Yeah, it's in Staten Island.
Okay, yeah. So different state from West Coast to East Coast now. You're moving like Thanos. You're collecting the stones, yeah. I'm just going.
Bro, I love it over there. I love American battle rap. It's like it's the one thing. It's the one thing that really inspired me to get into it in the first place. So I want to be over there as much as I can, and the only way that I can do it is by beating these guys in battles and showing off over there. So that's how I approach everything.
And bro, you're headlining. You're not just battling over there. You're headlining. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, crazy.
It's crazy. How do you think? What do you think? Obviously, you might want to save it for the battle, but what do you think Hopper's weaknesses are? What do you think you do better than Hopper? Put it that way.
I still think he's very inexperienced in terms of battling in front of a crowd. So that obviously is one thing to highlight. I don't think he will have many weaknesses on the day, though. As I said, he's got a lot of people that support him, a lot of people that follow him. He's obviously built a good, strong fan base up by the Twitter space battles and then making the transition well into normal battles. So I feel as though, in terms of on the day, I feel like he'll be in his element, but I just got to make sure that I am as well. And the battles are taking place in the evening as well, which I don't know how that'll look. I've never battled in the evening before, ever. So again, another challenge for me. Yeah. Everything's up against me. I definitely have got all the work to do, I feel. But if there's anyone that I feel is up to the challenge of doing it all, then I think it's me. So that's how I'm looking at it.
That's sick. Do you think you can free up Hopper at home? I see you and the Saurus. You said you wanted to free your Saurus, so I just want to see if the motivation is still the same to just cash in 30s now. Is that the motto?
Yeah, I think you've got to go into it. You've got to go into it with that mentality anyway. I don't mean it disrespectfully when I say to the likes of Thesaurus, I need to 3-0 him. It's just my mentality. And I feel like when the Thesaurus battle first got announced and it was made official, it was off the back of me battling Tony, and there was a lot of debate around who won that battle. So my mentality was, right, well, if there's one person that thinks Tony's beat me, then I need to go into this battle now and absolutely smoke Thesaurus and leave it without any shadow of a doubt. That's what I was referring to when I was saying it. And I feel like it's the same over. Yeah, and I feel like it's the same. It's the same with this battle in a sense, because I'm trying not to think of the battle as a whole is big. However, the occasion is probably bigger. So I'm expecting a lot of big people to be in the room for this battle. I'm expecting some big names. There's people like Pret battling on the Sunday. So whether he's there on the Saturday, for example, there's big battle rappers, floating about. So and the best way for a battle rapper to get recognition is in my opinion, is via word of mouth. It doesn't matter how many posts you put out and how many clips you share of yourself. It's when someone says this guy's going to be fire, you know, or this guy is fire. And listen, I've had some co-signs from some of the biggest names in the game. Like my Insta DMs at points during this year are crazy with the amount of people that I've
tell them to say it publicly, man.
yeah, exactly. But I feel like performing in front of such big names and getting to show off in front of them is to me, that's what I feel like the battle is like. That's how I'm treating the occasion, because I want to impress everyone. I don't want to just impress Oppa. I want to impress everyone in the room. And
of course,
Oppa's going to have a lot of advantage, man. He's going to have a lot of things on his side. He's going to have all his boys with him. He's going to have, you know, he's going to have home field advantage, time difference advantage. Yeah,
this is where I feel. This is where I also feel like resume is super important, because whoever's watching you, say they like Bizzo, which I know they will, they're now going to go home and type in and watch Bizzo's battles, and they might come across, obviously Kojey dropped the ball, but Kojey's first round was still fire, so now they come across Kojey, and then they come across Visual. So, do you know what I mean? So that's just that you over there doing a good job brings eyes to a lot of people here in the scene. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not just doing this for myself. Like I've said this from day one. Like I probably want UK battle rap to return to a golden era more than anyone else does in the scene. Like I don't think people understand my passion behind it. You only have to ask like Briggsy and Shotty and, you know, Bobby and Kojey, who I speak to regularly, like the ideas that I have behind the scenes, what I think would benefit the scene as a whole, posing like different questions. Or why don't we try this one time? Why don't we do this? Even like contemplating running my own event on one occasion. I want the scene to be big and massive, and I want everyone to prosper in it. So I don't just go over to these battles thinking this is all about me. Like I'm going over as the Premier Battles champion. I'm going over as a UK champion. I'm going over as UK representation first and foremost. And I'm trying to show everyone that over here, the scene has got some killers, man. It's got some big players, and it's all it needs is eyes on it. And once it gets eyes on it, then we're laughing, and then we're you know, we're off and underway again, and things are great. And it's just a case of doing that. But that obviously adds an extra bit of pressure onto me. It means that I have to perform to a greater level, because
the scene on our shoulders.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And obviously you're representing the league, you're representing a belt, you're representing the scene, you're representing a country. It's a lot of pressure, but I'm willing to do anything I can to get the scene popping, man. I literally am. Like, people that speak to me will know, they'll see and hear the passion that I've got for it, and that's why I'm so invested in it at the moment. That's why I'm doing things like the academy, coaching, and going into the draft for next season, as opposed to, you know, managing a team. I could have just taken a team and sat out for the whole year and not done anything, or maybe like put myself in against someone, you know, for an easy win for one of the match days. And yeah, I'm not about that. I'm a battle rapper first and foremost, and that's what all I ever will be. But yeah, exactly. And I want, and it's all for a greater cause. It's not just for my own benefit.
100%, man, 100%. And we commend you for that. Still, I see Rivers giving you props the other day on the timeline, saying you're the best champ we've had, and I co-sign that. Still, I agree. You properly represent the belt. You know, you don't shy away from it. When you know you're not shitting on battle rap every chance you get. You know what I'm saying? So you constantly
never will
elevate the scene, and you gotta commend that.
Never will shit on it. The negative stories that go around battle rap travel at a faster rate than the positive ones, and we're never going to get anywhere by doing that. I'll never ever make I'll never do anything to degrade the scene. I'll never share something that's going to, affect the reputation some way down the line. And I don't think anyone should do that. I think it's genuinely so. It's just not. It's not motivating. I see some stuff on Twitter and I just think, leave me out of this. It's just that.
Yeah.
There's so much unnecessary drama, man. Unnecessary drama, and the more people share the negativity, that's when you get people in the US like, oh, something's come out about such and such a person. Let's look at that, and then next thing you know, the scene's got a reputation for all the wrong reasons after all the hard work everyone's put in. But some people don't see it as damaging, man. But I wish they did. I wish they did see that, the repercussions of certain things.
Yeah. Are you and the Saurus still going down? We're not sure. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they're still fingers crossed.
I hope so. I would very much like to battle Thesaurus. I'm a massive fan of him. We've spoken regularly in the build up to the first battle, and obviously when Pat Stay passed away, rest in peace. Thesaurus was very, very upset, and rightfully so, as it's a very good friend of his. So it was the right thing to do to suspend the battle. I would never have, argued that in any way, shape, or form. And he seems to be in a better place now. He seems to be motivated to battle again, which is great. And if we can get him over here, then that's fine. I'd love nothing more than to battle him. And I don't think there's a better battle that you can give me this year to close out the year. And I don't think this year gets touched by any. And there's not many battlers this year can touch really, in terms of the size of the magnitude of the battles that I've taken, and the pressure I've overcome, and the level of opponent that I've faced. And yeah, it'd be a very rewarding year to end the year facing Thesaurus.
Yeah, hopefully happens, man. Yeah, man. Well, shout out to Lex as well for taking you to iBattle, because
absolutely,
shout out to Lex. He always pays attention to the scene.
He does.
Obviously, we've also got the winner of the academy going to iBattle, which we can segue into plug 2 as well. Bard and Kingsley, who do you think wins?
I'm gonna have to side with Bard because he's Team Biz. But I have a very.
Are we still doing teams here? Of
course, bro. Of course. Bard has to win. I can't have a Team Koj member winning the academy. We'd never hear the end of it. The battle itself is a very good matchup, man. It's a very polar opposite kind of battle in terms of someone who's been around for a very long time and to me, seems to have decided this year, right, I'm actually going to showcase myself properly in terms of I'm going to put myself in a competitive environment, in a competitive league, and I'm going to show everyone that I can do this to a high level and people enjoy it, and I'm going to go as far as I can with it. And that was one of the reasons why I picked Bard in the first place. Kingsley, however, has done the complete opposite. He's gone from a very, very I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Very mediocre showing in the qualifier where he choked for half a round. Koj has picked up on on the talent that was there, which I feel is like very commendable for Koj, because he's realistically unearthed a bit of a diamond in Kingsley Thunder. I think Kingsley will be a very good addition to the Premier Battles roster. And I think the battle's going to be great. It just depends on.
I think already is.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
He's already a good addition, regardless of what happens. He's already a good. This
academy as a whole has been very, very, very rewarding, because you've found gems like Kingsley Thunder, Gas Buff, Kick Nelly had a great run. it's been very, very rewarding in that aspect. And we found some people that are going to be in the draft next year, and who knows where it'll take them. You know, they might get even further next year. They might get a lot more eyes on them. Gaspuff's obviously been to iBattle as well, and yeah, that's that's the whole point of the academy as a whole, man. It's very, very important that these sort of tournaments and these opportunities for rookies materialize, because now look what we've got as a result of it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like the battle will be great. I am siding with Bard. I feel like Bard's very experienced. He knows what to do to win a battle, and I feel like that's a very big trait to have in terms of doing enough to actually win. There's people that are good rappers. There's people that are like good comedians and good, you know, funny bar kind of related material, and then there's people that know how to win battles, and I feel like Bard is one of those. And Bard would be
got the experience, to be fair.
Yeah, but that isn't taking anything away from Kingsley. I feel like Kingsley's great. I tell Kingsley he's brilliant when I see him, and obviously that music video he's just dropped recently was hilarious.
Very funny.
Great. It's a great thing for the scene, and he's very eager to, you know, he's eager to shine. And I'm not going to ever degrade that. I feel like it's so needed in this scene as a whole. So yeah,
but you in the poster as well there. I see.
Yeah, I'm going to sign that and auction it off.
That was funny. Now the whole video is mad funny. To be fair, the whole video is mad funny.
And you can tell he's thought of everything as well. Like he's choreographed it all, and he's done it in a way that highlights the UK battle rap scene as a whole,
and highlights the battle as well. Complements his style as well. Like he didn't try to do something that doesn't really go with his style too tough, and that's what I like the most about it. To be fair.
Yeah, man.
Now that's fair enough. How about Black T and Keith?
I've never watched Ant Keith before. I was only made aware of him when obviously it got confirmed for this battle. I really do want to see a very good Black T performance on Premier Battles though. And I do feel like he's the kind of performer that realises the opportunity he's got in front of him. Number one, with the opponent. Number two, with the card he's on. And number three, for the atmosphere, because he was in the atmosphere. He was in the crowd for the plug one. So he would have seen how electric it was in a sold out Fiddlers. So I'm sure he'd be thriving off that. And I do feel like, I do feel like he's again a rising star in this. Someone who didn't necessarily, shine in the academy tournament. However, he's the potential and talent is there for sure, man. So I'm hoping for a good battle, and I will side with him because, you know, home advantage, home support. That's what I was trying to say. Home support.
I feel you. Now gets a bit techie as well. So Dylan and Mackenzie.
Bro, I'm absolutely praying for a great Villain performance. I don't think I really want to see Villain back to his best, man. Really, really want to see him back to his best. He's probably one of the most like underrated and underappreciated battlers in the UK scene, but it is because of, you know, past instances where he hasn't lived up to the hype, and but I feel like there's no better time for a resurgence than there is right now. We're in the year of resurgences, and we're in a year of battle rap, which I don't think I've seen battlers work as hard in my life. I think if you compare last year to this year in terms of like chokes and stumbles and poor performances, I feel like this year people have actually really made an effort to shine, and I feel like Villain's doing the same. I did see an Insta post. I think I messaged him actually, relating to his material, saying he's writing or whatever, which was a few weeks ago. So if that's the case, then it's very promising. and I'd love Villain to come back with, you know, I said to I think I said to Koji actually, I feel like Villain could have performance of the night on his, you know, on his day, quite easily as well. He could really stand out in this event, really very much so. So yeah, I'm siding with Villain. Mackenzie just come off the back of a great battle with Raptor.
Yeah.
I feel like Mackenzie personally didn't do enough to beat Raptor. Thought he was good in parts, but who knows how he'll approach this if he comes to take Villain's head off. We might have a very, you know, a sleeper battle of the night, really. He's got the potential for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Frost versus Moke.
This is a great battle because they're both coming off
active years as well.
Very active years, both coming off defeats. In my opinion, I think Celeste obviously beat Frost, and I think Arc edged every round against Moke. However, I feel like Moke continues to get better every battle. I feel like Moke's material will be very good for Frost because there's a lot of things you can do with Frost. So I feel like he'll be much better, you know, much better prepped, and not prepped, but, you know, he'll have more ammunition to use against Frost than potentially Archaic. But then you never know what Frost is gonna do in his rounds.
That's true.
It's a very tough battle. Is it 3 rounds as well?
3 rounds, bro.
It's a 2-1 either way, that. Oh, man.
Depends on how each one approaches it, really, and which angle stands out the most, I think.
Yeah, literally, this is what I mean. Like, I think Moke's got a lot to play with, but then Frost can always come up with some crazy, like, round that just blows everything out the park. Do you know what I mean? So, I can't. I'm being very on the fence with this one. I feel like it's going to be a 2-1 either way. I don't see either of them clearing each other out. But I'm going to sit on the fence with this one because I like both these guys. These 2 guys this year have been such a good addition, man, to the scene, and I respect them both massively.
You get one fence one, so that's your one.
Okay, sound.
So now when we go on to Scoop and Frankie, what are we saying?
I'm going to side very, very, very slightly with Frankie. I'm going to say Frankie 2-1. And the reason for that is I feel like Frankie at the moment is writing with a point to make. That's how I feel anyway. I feel like he is writing with a bit of a point to make, and he's got a bit of a fire in his belly. That's how I feel when I talk to him anyway. I know that Scoop's going to come and do his thing. You know, he's going to do you know what Scoop does, man, and Scoop's very good in these kind of environments. But I feel like Frankie's probably prepping a lot harder than this than what he's giving away. And if he's catered his material more towards Scoop instead of you know, being more generic in terms of the material, I feel like he could take it. I'm going to predict 2-1 Frankie, but I wouldn't be shocked if it went the other way. But as you said, I've only got one on the fence, so I'm going to have to stick with that. Stick with that for now.
Okay. What we're saying about the main event, Bobby Rex versus Gemini.
We've missed one. We've missed a battle.
Did we?
Yeah, Koji versus Arc.
I think that's my battle of the night, to be fair. So in my mind, that's
anyway.
Let's go Koji and Arc. Let's go Koji and Arc.
It could very well be Battle of the Night.
I think it's got everything to be Battle of the Year. To be fair,
absolutely. They're both.
I think it's going to be very intense in that pit.
This is another one though. This is another one that can go. This is another one that could go either way. But this is the good thing about this card. It's so competitive. Like anyone can win.
Yeah, because I look at Koji, and I don't think Koji wants to lose to Ark at all.
No, and I feel like it's the same as well.
To make a point, and I don't think Ark wants to lose to Koji, so he's like.
And if I remember rightly, I think this might have been booked previously. This battle, or tried to be booked previously.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So the need and the desire to battle each other is there, which makes for a Battle of the Year contender. Because if you both want it, there's motivation there.
I don't think neither of them want to lose to each other.
No, definitely not. I thought Ark's return was very, very good as well. This is one thing I commend Ark for, is that he's come back to a completely different era, and he's almost like adapted perfectly to the expectations of that era. Which
Ark is the only one that's battled, I think, in every era of UK battle rap.
Yeah, more than likely. He's very versatile, and he can switch it up however he wants to. It's a very good battle. And listen, one of the main reasons I'm there for the main event and for this battle. So, listen, I'm gonna side again ever so slightly with Koji. Because I thought Koji's performance against Visual was brilliant, and I feel like Koji has more of a motivation to continue winning. I think he doesn't like the thought of losing. I
think Koji is still trying to make up for losing to you.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely say that.
I think he's still trying to make up from losing to you. So, with that being said, he doesn't want to take another L. Also,
it's a big scout to take as well.
Like a lot of us. So, I think he's very ego-driven, like a lot of us. So, when the top 10 Battle of the Year rankings come around and he looks at the list, he wants to see his name pretty high, and for that to happen, I feel like he has to beat Ark. And I feel like he feels that way. I feel like he feels like he has to beat Ark to do that, to be high in that list. So
if you take the title match out of the equation, Koji's had a very good year, man. Especially if he was to beat Ark. So I'm pretty sure he knows that.
Very dangerous too. So
definitely, and we're not taking anything away from Ark, because Ark, like I said, that return was probably. I felt like that was my performance of the night at Apex was Ark, and I spoke to him afterwards and I told him how great I thought he was, and it's great to see him back, because he's a massively positive thing for this scene. If you speak to Ark, if you're a fan in the chat, or if you're a battler in the chat, just go and speak to Ark about why he does this, and you'll walk away wanting to write bars or wanting to buy tickets for every event that he performs on, because the guy absolutely loves the scene, and I see the utmost respect for him for that.
Yeah, I see Ark as Sounds Like, and I said, yo, if Koji beats me and he stopped me right away, it's like Koji won't beat me. I said, all right.
I feel like Ark's going to be better. Ark will be better prepped for this.
Nah, 100%. There's more to say to Koji than there is to say to Moke, I think, from an Ark standpoint.
It's just got everything in this battle. Yeah, it's got everything, man. It's got there'll be intensity there, but it won't like overstep the boundaries, because neither of them are like that. So there won't be any like pushing and shoving, or like, up in each other's faces kind of thing. The lyricism will be there. The flow patterns will be insane. The haymakers will be massive. It's got everything. It'll be an immense battle. I just really hope it lives up to the hype. I really do.
Yeah. Heading to the main event now. Gemini versus Bobby Rex. The Gemini's return after 4 years.
4 years.
Big Bobby Rex.
Who was Gem's last battle? Was it Soul on URL?
Soul. Yeah, Soul. Either Soul or Cortez. I think Soul.
I think Gemini, obviously, you could say that Gemini's probably unbeaten, the only unbeaten UK battle rapper in recent years. You could argue that. He's very, very good technically. He's, again, very passionate about the scene. If you talk about the scene to Gem, you'll become motivated as a result.
Yeah.
I feel like he's taken probably the hardest combat battle you could pick in UK battle rap. I don't think there's many battles harder that you could pick right now than Bobby in the format he's in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's a very big thing to do. Yeah, it's a very, very big comeback battle for him, because I feel like he's got a lot to do against Bobby, and I feel like he can't take the approach of people in recent years have taken against him, with calling him a cokehead for 3 rounds, or because he's not anymore. He's in the form of his life. Bobby's back to classic Bobby, man. Like classic Bobby, like the one that he received all his hype from. So the FATE scheme, his battle against Rivers, the comedic value's back there when he wants it. You just don't know what Rex you're going to face, which is a dangerous prospect. I'd love Bobby to win, but I feel like Gem winning as well is just as advantageous for everyone. But I'll side with Bobby, because I feel like at the moment Bobby's got the edge in terms of consistency and being battling regularly, and I feel like Bobby has the ability. Although, listen, Gem's probably one of the most calculated battlers there is. If we're referring to Bard this way earlier, but Gem knows how to win a battle. Like, you give him an 100%. Opponent, he knows how to beat that person. But I feel like Bobby does as well, in the right way, but in his own unique way. So, yeah, I will slide. I'm siding with Bobby on this one, but that's just one that I'm really looking forward to seeing, man.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the card, I think you can make arguments for one side of the card to win. You can make arguments for the other side of the card to win, and that's the beauty of the sport, man. That's the beauty of the sport. I don't think there's a clear win on paper. Yeah,
like I said, it's a card where you can look at it, and I don't think anyone clears anyone. Even from the Academy final, I don't think anyone clears anyone 3-0.
No,
if they bought, especially if every performer turns up with 3 full rounds of good material, even as close to their full potential as they can possibly get, I don't think anyone clears anyone on that card. So it's a very, very exciting prospect, this event. It's got everything, man. It's got everything. It's got enormous comeback. It's got one of the most consistent right now, who's probably not got beat since the Anarchy final, which was nearly 2 years ago. You've got the Academy final. You've got Villain's return. You've got someone flying over from abroad to battle. It's got everything, man. It's got everything. And you've got
Scoop's debut on Prem.
That's it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, forgot about
Frankie.
that. Scoot back in a battling
Scoop's
environment.
debut. Yeah.
It's got everything. It's got everything, this card.
Nah, definitely. You in the building?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I was touch and go for a couple of days, but yeah, I'll definitely be there. I can't miss an event like this. I genuinely think it's gonna be it'll be bigger than Apex if the performances are spot on.
I appreciate you. Yeah, man. All right. Good luck over there on your journeys and on your travels. I'm sure you're going to do well. I'm sure you're going to represent us in the right manner, as you usually do. Always leading by example, and we commend you for that, my bro. No pressure. No pressure. But yeah, man, we got you though. You got our support as always. You know the deal, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Any final words? Let them know about the merch as well, because I see you working on that still.
I'm working on quite a bit at the moment. There's nothing available as of yet, but I'm dropping a whole new merch line hopefully in the next certainly before the year's out. Hopefully the Thesaurus battle goes down. If it does, please make sure to buy a ticket and come and watch. Subscribe to the Wiretap, subscribe to iBattles, subscribe to Premier Battles. Yeah, man, it's an exciting end to the year. So yeah, I can't wait to get out into Staten Island and battle the iBattle champion. Come home, hopefully battle Mr. Two-Time Everything. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be a mad resume still for the rest of the year, man. But yeah, man, champ, thank you for taking the time out. I appreciate you.
Sir.
Once again, go over there and smoke some shit, my boy.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it.